Who doesn't love a good mystery? A classic whodunit scenario. Nothing quite like the thrill of watching a murder or robbery unfold in front of your eyes and trying to figure out who it was before it tells you. Since 1930, kids have been growing up with a classic mystery solver, Nancy Drew. Revolutionary for its time because not only was she a child solving mysteries, she was a woman. And let me tell you, this lady has been everywhere. Books, movies, TV shows, and now video games. Today on Lazy Indie Sunday, we're going to be looking at Nancy Drew and the Labyrinth of Lies, the 31st computer game with her name on it, developed by Her Interactive. But before that, let me tell you about a little mystery of my own I had once I decided to sit down and start editing the footage I had. So, I quickly searched for an image of the cover just so I could have it in this video. Turns out there's about 9 different covers you could have gotten. 2 thoughts leapt to my head when I discovered this. First, I got the worst one. And secondly, I noticed on one of them that there's credit to a man named Paul Thunder, who of course I had to find out more about. Turns out he isn't the local weatherman, but instead a game developer, who you may remember from such classic games like Nancy Drew Number 30 and Nancy Drew 29. He's also extremely rude. I tried to get in touch with him on Twitter, and he ignored every one of my tweets. In fact, he appears to be part of a very tight-knit group, what with having only 4 followers and following 4 people. And, shocker, those 4 people are the same people. Hell, one of them's the company he works for. So I encourage all of you watching right now to tweet at ThunderPaul and encourage him to get in contact with me. Maybe we can work something out and he can be a guest in one of my videos. So this game is about what you expect for a tie-in game to be, a point-and-click mystery game, complete with awkward animations, awkward cutscenes, and awkward dialogue.
Do you know anything about the stolen art?
Too much.
Let me give you a rundown of the plot, since the game takes a few hours to do that, and I'd rather not have you sit there and watch the whole thing. We're in an art museum. Right outside, they're doing a play about the Greek myth Persephone. Also, a ton of art has been stolen from the museum and replaced with forgeries. Police suspect the actors, but can't prove anything, so they called in a young girl to help solve the mystery. I'm sorry, did I say help solve the mystery? I mean do busy work, like create pictures and put labels on things. The amount of puzzles in this game is insane. I couldn't tell you how many there are. And it wouldn't be so bad if they were at least interesting, but they're all so boring. And they always come at the worst times. Like here, when we find out one of them is working for the Mafia, potentially.
Don't say anything. Thanos might be listening. I need you to say only what I tell you to. Thanos is involved with Kronos.
Oh my god, that is huge news. I know what I must do with this. Filing! I suppose now it's time to meet our cast of suspects. First up is Xenia. She's kind of a bitch.
What was that? Can you pretend, just for a day, that we're a professional troupe? Just for me! Surprise! There's no one back here! We go live in mere hours. Hours! Do I need to remind you what is riding on tonight's show? Everything!
Next up is Gregor. He's an idiot.
Then why don't we become friends?
I'm open to that.
More than friends?
Less open to that.
Third is Niobe. She's incredibly suspicious.
You should leave.
What? Why?
You might end up spoiling the ending if you hear too much.
I think I know how it ends.
No. Our ending is different. More frightening. Less predictable.
Are you...
Late? Yes. I have to go.
And fourth is Thanos. He's killed a man.
You've killed someone before?
Is that what you heard?
Yep.
It's true.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Good.
How the hell did any of these people get hired? Something I will praise the game about is its beautiful background design. I mean, look at this. I could swear that's a real boulder. What? I died. I literally died. That was an actual boulder that fell down a cliff and killed me. On a stage theater, they had a real boulder laying around, and it killed me. Look, the door to Hades, guarded by Cerberus himself. How do I get past this hellhound?
I need to block the dog from reaching the stars.
Fantastic. And what wonders lay beyond the door to hell itself? An empty hallway. I always knew it. Boy howdy, this is an ominous-looking room. I wonder what's behind this incredibly suspicious-looking door. Simply terrifying. Holy crap, that's actually a legitimately impressive set. That almost looks like real fire. Bet if I got too close, I'd actually... Ah! Really? Really? Okay, the boulder, fine, sure, for authenticity's sake, they got a real boulder so that they could have it on stage. But lava? Really? They shipped in actual boiling magma to use in their crappy play. Really? Like, scalding will kill you if you get too close to it lava. They shipped this in from Hawaii or some shit. And not only that, but it's always on? It's constantly spewing fire. How is that even remotely safe? There's only one way to deal with a situation like this. Paint a vase. And now it's time for the plot twist of all plot twists. Are you ready to learn who stole the artwork? It was... all of them. They all did it. They're all in on it. Every person you meet in this game is guilty. It's really dumb, actually. All of them did it. It's lazy writing, honestly. But wait! I forgot to mention the danger you're in at one point. You're captured and put into a cage. And how do you manage to escape? Solving a puzzle.
I need to free the spider from the web.
After you escape the cage, you head to a chest that's now become unlocked, and then the set literally comes alive and attacks you with a spear. Don't question it, we're almost done. And then you're put on the other side of the pit of fire, where Xenia makes a final bad guy speech at the end, explaining all of her details so that you can use them against her should you ever escape.
I'm smarter. I've got Niobe under my thumb, Thanos wrapped around my finger, and my heel on your throat.
What about Gregor?
Someone has to take the fall. He figured that out. But it's too late. I'm too many steps ahead. With good behavior, he'll find his cut waiting for him in 20 years. If he's smart. If not, he'll be keeping you company down here.
What do you intend to do to me?
It's funny how no one remembers the end of Persephone's story. She came into Hades a trembling maiden, but in Hades, she became the Queen of Death. Me? I've always been the queen.
You're a buffoon. Well, we clearly saw her simply touch the pad and the bridge activated, so clearly that's all we need to do, right? Of course! Because in the middle of a play, what we need is a slow-moving puzzle to solve to keep the action flowing. But whatever, at least that was the last puzzle, right? We just go on out of here and— oh, for fuck's sakes! Okay, now that the final puzzle is solved, we can get out of here. All we need to do is turn on the Wi-Fi router and— oh, come on! Really, every time I want to turn on the Wi-Fi, I have to do this. This is terrible. If you're going to have puzzles, weave them into the story. Don't just force me to do it every time I need to turn something on. That'd be like if every time I wanted a glass of water, I had to help a cow give birth. It makes no sense. But anyway, they're all caught and in jail, and everyone lived on happily ever after with no mysteries to solve ever again. Or did they?
Long ago, in Iceland's longest night, when volcanic ash blanketed the world in darkness and terror, a starving village was spared by the wreck of one lost ship. Centuries later, the ship has returned, unmanned and unmoored, flying across the crashing sea. Join me on my next adventure. Sea of Darkness.
I'm gonna say the lava did it. And literally, the last scene, the very last thing the game leaves you with is a trivia contest. A whopping 1-question trivia contest. Well, that's all she wrote, and honestly, it's not that great. Even for what it's trying to do, which is be an educational mystery game, it's terrible because all it is tedious, obnoxious puzzles everywhere. It honestly astounds me that they made 30 of these games before getting to this one, and they plan to keep making more. I didn't even show you half the puzzles they had me do. It's insane, and the whole mystery element, it's all figured out for you by calling up the Hardy Boys and having them explain it over the phone. But then again, I paid like $12 for this, so I wasn't expecting a whole lot. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Tokenlad, and this has been Lazy Indie Sunday. So long. Oh, you're still here. Well, since you're still around, why not check out the last Lazy Indie Sunday I did, Quiet Please, based on the 90s point-and-click adventure games. Lazy Indie Sunday was filmed by a live studio audience.